This is a 4 or 5-year-old ayahuasca vine. Pretty skinny for an ayahuasca vine of that age. Normally they'd have a little bit more thickness to them. You can see how they grow kind of interwoven like this.
Like a twisted press?
Yeah, like a double helix. When we get to the back, we'll show you when you cut across that, you can see what we call the ayahuasca flower, and it's the expression of that type of growth. It does that over and over on top of itself as it gets thicker and thicker. We usually work with vine that's minimum like 7 or 8 years old, and the older the vine, the kind of more noticeable is the wisdom in the medicine brew, kind of mastery and teaching of the plant. There are 3 types of ayahuasca. There's ayahuasca amarillo, which is ayahuasca yellow, ayahuasca cielo, which is ayahuasca sky or ayahuasca blue, and then there's ayahuasca negra, black ayahuasca. So we never work with ayahuasca negra. It's got a lot more darkness in it, and it's more for, you know, master shamans who want to learn about how to navigate the darkness. We always work with ayahuasca amarillo or ayahuasca cielo, yeah, which have more light and more for medicinal purposes. I think I might have already mentioned that for the Shipibo, ayahuasca is a master plant, a master teacher plant, but it's not one that we typically diet. It's used, its purposes medicinally are in the physical sense to clean the digestive system and clean the blood. It's good if a person has had, you know, stroke from congestion in the blood, cholesterol, things like that. And then in the more energetic sense or kind of spiritual sense, it's used to give us access to the spiritual world and to give information, like a scan of yourself, and also for the maestro to be able to scan and see where you are. As we've already shared, the more they diet, the more they can see inside each person that they're treating. So they're the principal things. For Westerners, it's often also just very healing to have that experience of entering the spiritual kind of realm, if you like. You know, it's something that we've become quite disconnected from in our culture. For them, it's more of a given, you know, but for many Westerners, that's also kind of extremely healing aspect of it. But we mostly use it for that initial cleansing and diagnosis. We don't prescribe it as a dieta plant. Pretty challenging dieta plant for learning. We call this the ayahuasca flower.
Okay.
This one's a pretty young piece. As it gets more mature, you'll end up seeing like 6 of these big pieces. Right where it first starts forming a branch, it like double helixes on itself. And then again and again and again as it goes out, and as it gets more and more mature, it will just keep doing that. It'll keep wrapping around itself. It's kind of symbolic of the, you know, the medicine of it, the DNA relationship there. This is a bit older. You can see this one's probably about 7 or 8 years old, I'd say.